Today is from Psalm chapter 95, and this psalm is an invitation, a call to worship. But before we get into that, let's remember to pray for our church family. Today we're praying for Brian Loudermilk, Amanda Glass, McKaylee, and Timber. So, what a good psalm for us today to remind us to come and to worship God, to see the evidence of His glory around us throughout the day. I think that is exactly what's going on with the psalmist. He is excited to praise God. He's coming before God into God's presence with thanksgiving. And in the beginning, he is singing all about these great things about God that really stretch our imagination. If we sit down and take time to think about God today, everything he accomplished, when we look at creation, we see his glory, it will boggle our mind. But we can take time today to worship him because of those things. He's singing about how God owns the sea, and he has the strength of the mountains, the hills. Everything that we see today is within God's power. And while I think that can certainly mystify us, it surrounds us, right? It's everywhere. Today, when we go out, the ground that we walk on was formed and placed there by God. His hand touched everything. And so wherever we go today, we have an opportunity to look around and take time to marvel at God and his ability and his power. But also he says, don't harden your heart. It really is a call. Come and worship. If you know about the goodness of God, if you see his glory, don't harden your heart and stay away from worshiping him. And I think that we do oftentimes do that. We see the goodness of God, but we don't let our hearts be broken over it, swooned by it. I don't know what I want to say, but we're not moved by it. We're not moved to worship. And he gives the example of the people of Israel. God led them through the wilderness. God did these mighty works before them. They saw the glory of God. They saw his deliverance. We are ourselves the people of his pasture, the sheep of his hand, the people he provides for, and the people he cares for. Don't harden our hearts to what God has done for us. Don't harden our hearts to the glory that he has put on display around us. We have seen his good deeds. We've seen his glory. We've seen God in so many different ways, his goodness in our lives. Let's come before him with thanksgiving, with worship today. Take time to set our hearts to meditate on him. God bless you guys.